Hey, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Murphy, and I have another story for you today. Today, with this story, we just have two goals for listening. The first one is to enjoy the story. That's my favorite reason for reading. The second goal is to listen carefully. That's because I'm going to be asking you questions about the story, so you need to be paying attention so you can help me answer them. All right, to do that, you need to give me 5. Make sure your eyes are watching, ears are listening, your voice is quiet, your body's still, and of course, your heart is open. Let's get that story on the screen. We're going to be reading this story called My Friends. The author and the illustrator is Taro Gomi. That means that the person who did the words is the same person who drew the pictures. When we read this story, we're going to be following this little girl as she learns things from all of her different friends. I learned to walk from my friend, the cat. I learned to jump from my friend, the dog. I learned to climb from my friend, the monkey. There we go. I learned to run from my friend, the horse. I learned to march from my friend, the rooster. I learned to nap from my friend, the crocodile. Wow, she's learning a lot of things from her different friends. I learned to smell the flowers from my friend, the butterfly. I learned to hide from my friend, the rabbit. I learned to explore the earth from my friend, the ant. And I learned to kick from my friend, the gorilla. I learned to watch the night sky from my friend, the owl. I learned to sing from my friend, the birds. And I learned to read from my friends, the books. Let's stop and see how carefully you were listening. I noticed that on this page, something was different about her friends. What was different about her friend on this page than all the other pages in the story? You're right. This time, her friend is books. Books are not an animal. That's different. All of her other friends in the story were animals. Good job. I learned to study from my friends, the teachers. And I learned to play from my friends at school. I learned to love from a friend like you. Wow, boys and girls, she learned so many different things from all of her different friends. Let's stop and think for a second. Who were the characters in the story? Remember, a character is who is in the story. Share with somebody around you or a teddy bear who you think the characters were. If you said the little girl, you're right. You can kiss your brain. There was also some other characters, the different animals like the crocodile, the butterfly, the gorilla. Any of those animals were also characters in the story. Now I have a tricky question for you. You had to be paying really close attention. What was the setting in the story? Remember, the setting is where the story takes place. Share it with someone close to you. I think that the setting was in her neighborhood. It seemed like she was going different places, so maybe this is somewhere that's close to where she lives. Okay, I want to share one more thing with you before we go. In reading, we have been talking all about what makes each of us special. In week 1, we learned about celebrating our differences. In week 2, we talked about feeling good about ourselves. In week 3, we talked about staying true to ourselves. Now I want you to stop and feel proud of who you are. In the story, do you think that she felt proud of who she was? I think so. She really seemed to appreciate the differences of everybody in this story. And so she probably also appreciated herself. Just like in Tiny Rabbit's Big Wish, the rabbit appreciated his ears because that made him different. Down here it says, we need to know that I am one of a kind. Now I want you to stop and think. What makes you one of a kind? Something that makes me special is I love to read. That's special about me because not everybody likes to do that. Whatever was special about you, not everybody likes that either. That's what makes you uniquely you. Everybody, thanks so much for reading with me today. I can't wait to see you soon. Bye, friends.